everybody, my name is Mars. You can call me MG if you would like, and today I have for you a Let's Binge a Book series vlog. I feel like it's been a couple of months since I last did this. I'm pretty sure the last series I binged was the Parasol Protectorate, and that was in like late July, early August. So it has been a couple of months. We are taking things a little bit easier. I'm not reading a 5-book series right now. I'm reading just a duology, and that duology is the Earthseed duology. How many times am I going to say duology? By Octavia E. Butler. This is a science fiction dystopian type story, and the reason why I'm extra excited to read these, besides the fact that it sounds very interesting and I'm a fan of Octavia E. Butler, is because these, or at least the first book, takes place in 2024, which is what year we're in now. These were written in the 90s, I believe. I think it's like early to mid 90s, but this first one, it just says early 2020s on the synopsis, but when you open it up, the first heading, it says 2024. So I want to read it before the year is out. So we have the first book is Parable of the Sower, and then the second book is Parable of the Talents. And these covers are very pretty. I am obsessed with the color scheme. I got these out of a little free library earlier this year. I don't remember exactly when, but I want to say it was like pretty early on in the year, like January, February-ish. So I've been holding on to them for a while, and I'm finally getting around to reading them. So let me read the back blurb for you so you get a little bit of information on this. And the only information I know about this is from the blurb and the fact that it says 2024 inside the book. So it says, when global climate change and economic crises lead to social chaos in the early 2020s, California becomes full of dangers, from pervasive water shortage to masses of vagabonds who will do anything to live to see another day. 15-year-old Lauren Olamina lives inside a gated community with her preacher father, family, and neighbors, sheltered from the surrounding anarchy. In a society where any vulnerability is a risk, she suffers from hyperempathy, a debilitating sensitivity to others' emotions. Precocious and clear-eyed, Lauren must make her voice heard in order to protect her loved ones from the imminent disasters her small community stubbornly ignores. But what begins as a fight for survival soon leads to something much more, the birth of a new faith and a startling vision of human destiny. So that sounds fascinating. I feel like this is not going to be the kind of series that you get entirely on the first read-through. It's, at least to me, the vibes feel like this is something you would have to read 2 or 3 times to really understand the vision and the themes and everything, which is fine by me, but I'm still hoping I really enjoy the first read-through. But that is what I'm starting tonight. It's about 4:30 in the afternoon on November 3rd. And I'm going to be picking this up. I do have a stream later on this evening where I plan to be reading for pretty much all of the sprints. I do my bullet journaling during my Sunday night streams, but besides that, I will be dedicating my time to reading this book. So I'm going to get into it and update you guys when I have an update. Hello friends, the lighting has gotten terrible in here, my bad, but it's about 8:30. I ended my stream early because I'm feeling kind of under the weather, getting a headache, but I wanted to update you that I have in fact started this. I'm now 27 pages in. And the reason I'm updating you so early is because the next part takes place in 2025, so it's only the first 27 pages that take place in 2024, and I did not have to read it this year. I didn't have to read it this year anyway, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. We're just getting a feel for this like post-apocalyptic dystopian world, and we're learning more about our main character Lauren and who she is as a person. Lots of religious vibes, which I do enjoy. So I'm gonna get a snack and then get in my pajamas and get cozy in bed and read more of this, because like I said, it's only 8:30, so I have time to read, and I'm very much looking forward to it. is Monday, and I've officially hit halfway in Parable of the Sower. This book is so good, you guys. I'm having a great time. Not because it's like a fun story or anything, it definitely isn't. It has a lot of commentary on like poverty and the government and corruption and all that. Police corruption is a big thing in this. So like it's obviously not a fun story, but it's so well crafted and well written. The character work is so good that like I'm enjoying reading it, you know? I don't know why I'm explaining that to you. You guys understand how that works. But yeah, this book is really good. I almost like literally gasped out loud at one point. There was like a scene on one of Lauren's birthdays, because this does take place over the course of a couple of years. Like I just started the 2027 section, but there was one part where it's told through like diary entries. I don't know if I mentioned that. There's like a diary entry on her birthday one year where she like interacts with a character. I'm not going to say who it was because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who wants to read this, but then the very next entry is a single line, and it was like a week later where it just says so and so got called by the police today to go identify the body of the person she had just interacted with. And I literally went like, I did not expect that. I was shocked. That was the start of like a lot of things happening in quick succession. So basically our main character Lauren lived with her dad, stepmom, and 4 half-brothers in this walled-in community. I think they said there were like 10 other houses, so like 11 families, and they're not well off by any means, but like they have houses, they have jobs, they're getting by. They're poor, but like they're not in poverty, you know? And there's rioting in the streets. The reason why there's a wall around their community is to protect them, because it's a very dangerous world that they live in. And like I said, the cops are very corrupt, the government's very corrupt. There's an election in the beginning of this book because it does take place in 2024, an election year. Tomorrow is election day, and boy, can I not wait to exercise my right to vote. But like the person who wins the election, like that has an impact on things. There's so much going on that like this was written in the early 90s, and yet it somehow like feels like it could have been written last year and published as like a contemporary novel and not a future like setting novel. Like that's how scary it is. Like obviously I wouldn't say like it's exaggerated, because that doesn't feel like the right word, but like obviously we're not living in this world exactly. This is like a post-apocalyptic dystopian version of our world, but like so many of the issues we face today in American society are so accurately depicted in this through this dystopian lens. Like it's truly a masterpiece, and I can't wait to keep reading this. I am going to keep reading this today, but first I'm going to eat, maybe take a nap. It's a little bit late for a nap though. It's like 4:30. I think I'm gonna have a bit of an early dinner, and then I've got to put away the laundry, and then I'll probably just watch some YouTube for a little while, you know, some mindless entertainment. But I will definitely be getting back to this later on today, and perhaps finishing it tomorrow, because like I'm like riveted. Like I really can't wait to see what happens in the rest of the book. And then I get a whole nother second book to read. Oh, I'm so excited. This vlog was a really good idea. I'm glad that I picked this up, because this is a phenomenal book so far. So I'm gonna get going with my day, and I will see you at some point in the future with an update. I have finished Parable of the Sower. This was so good. I woke up super early this morning, and by super early I mean 6 a.m., which isn't early to some people, but it's early to me. And I got ready and I went out and I voted. I was like maybe 50th in line. Like there were definitely people there waiting ahead of time, but it was not bad at all. In and out in like 10 minutes. Then I came back, just been chilling for a little bit, and then I picked this up and I read the last 70 pages because I did do a good chunk of reading last night before bed. So I had 70 pages to finish today, and I did, and I enjoyed this book so much. It was so good. If you are a fan of like post-apocalyptic dystopian stories and you haven't read this yet, you should get on it because it's really good. And I like that it doesn't lean too far into like the sci-fi elements. Like it's a very near future kind of dystopian. I mean, it is like now at this point because it was written in the 90s, but it starts in 2024, which is where we are. It starts in July of 2024 and ends in, what month was it? Was it October? When does the last journal entry happen? October 10th, 2027. So just over 3 years in this book, and it's so good. I love the character work. I love the world, which feels weird to say. Like it feels like a realistic dystopia, you know? And just the way the characters worked through all of their struggles and stuff was very interesting, and the writing style is so good. I really, really, really enjoyed this book. And because I finished this, I get to start Parable of the Talents later. Does it say? Oh. According to the back of the book, this takes place in 2032, so we've had a little bit of a time jump. Oh, there's a prologue? Yeah, 2032, so that's 5 years of a time skip? Interesting. Wow, this is very riveting content, me just reading the back silently, but I don't want to read it out loud because then it would spoil you guys if you haven't read the first book. Anyway, I will pick this up tonight, probably. I've got other stuff to get done today, but I will definitely start this at some point today. I'm so excited. I can't wait. So I will update you as things go. Hello friends, it is like 9:30 p.m. still on Tuesday, and I have had a very tiring day, but I wanted to come on here and update you because I've just read the first chapter of Parable of the Talents, and I already feel like I have something to update you on. So maybe this isn't the right time to be reading this book, but I'm going to keep going. But basically, this starts off 5 years after the end of Parable of the Sower, and the first chapter has the like verse, I guess, from the book of Earthseed, or Earthseed, the Book of the Living is what it's called, which is like the religious text that our main character Lauren works on writing throughout the entire first book. I don't know if I explained that to you. Earthseed is like this religion that she says she hasn't created it, but more like discovered it, and the main tenet of it is that God is change and change is God. My hair is sticking out all over the place. What the heck? Anyway, while I get distracted. So yeah, it starts off that way, which is the same as all the chapters in the first book. But then we get an excerpt from Bancole's writing, which I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But he is a character we meet in the first book who, spoiler alert, ends up becoming Lauren's husband. So we get a little excerpt of his writing from, does it say what year his writing is? No, it just has an excerpt from his works. And then there's this bit, which is in bolded text, which is a reflection from years and years and years later that was written by Lauren and Bancole's daughter. So we get like her perspective on things, and then the rest of the chapter is more of Lauren's like journal entries from 2032. There's a plane going by, that's annoying. So yeah, definitely a different vibe, but basically stuff that's happening now is scarily mirroring the current time. There's this political race going on, and the two like candidates up for president are the current vice president and a man from, I think they say he's from Texas, who is extremely conservative and extremely like outspoken and uses the phrase "Make America Great Again," which is also on the back of the book. I didn't see that before, but yeah. It's kind of scary. An ultra-conservative president who vows to make America great again, an increasingly divided and dangerous nation, Lauren's subversive colony, a minority religious faction led by a black woman becomes a target for the president's reign of terror and oppression. Oh, cool, so I guess he's gonna win. That's really scary. Yeah, today is election day. I don't know if I mentioned that, but it is Tuesday the 5th, and, I voted. I did my civic duty, and now all there is to do is just wait until the results come in and be incredibly anxious until then. And I have a feeling this book is just gonna make me more anxious, but I'm gonna keep reading it because I did really enjoy the first one and I want to see where this goes. So yeah, maybe not the smartest time to be reading this book, but I'm gonna do it anyway because no one ever accused me of being smart. But I am so tired. I've been awake since 6 a.m. because I got up bright and early to make sure I didn't have to wait in line for a million hours in order to vote. So I am probably gonna go to bed, but I wanted to get a chapter done today. And I will pick this back up tomorrow. And hopefully the great writing and storytelling skills will balance out the fact that it's gonna scare the crap out of me with how similar it is to actual current times. Because this was written in the 90s, this was published in 1998. So, like, it was a long time ago, and the fact that she saw this sort of thing as possible, like, blows my mind. But yeah, I'm gonna head to bed, and I will see you with an update probably sometime tomorrow. Good morning. As you can see, I have not yet gotten out of bed. It is 7:30. All I've done today has been waking up and my boyfriend telling me the election results. So, I'm really, yeah, as you can see, I don't think I need to explain anything. So, I'm gonna get up, and I'm gonna shower, and I'm gonna carry on with my day. And I think I'm still gonna read Parable of the Talents. I'm hoping it will be cathartic for me in this moment, in this situation, this series of moments to come. The car going past. Yeah, I'm going to just get up and keep going because what else is there to do? is 6 p.m. on the dot on Thursday, and I've just hit the halfway mark of Parable of the Talents, and it's still good. I feel weird saying enjoying it because it's not an enjoyable story in, like, the content, but, like, the storytelling is so good. I don't think I'm enjoying it as much as the first book, which is obviously disappointing. It's also just, like, a little bit strange. I don't know what it is about it that I'm not enjoying as much. I'm still, like, riveted. Like, I want to know what happens to our characters next, but I don't know. I think it's the fact that the first book follows our characters as they're traveling from Southern California up to wherever they end up. I think it's Northern California, but it might be even more north than that. And then this book is them at this place, this community that they've built, and that's just a little bit less interesting to me. We have had the birth of our additional character, Lauren's daughter. That's happened. When am I at? We're in November 2033. So it's been about a year since the start of this book, which there's a 5-year time skip between the end of the last book and the start of this one. And a lot has happened. The part that I just got to, the last chapter, people who support the very terrible president have just shown up at Acorn, which is the name of their, like, community that they've built, and they've taken everyone and put they're basically electric dog collars but for people on them, and a lot of people are dead, and that's where I've left off at this midpoint. So definitely a high point in terms of tension. So I'm gonna stop reading for now. My friend is coming over in like half an hour. We're gonna just chill, have dinner, probably move some furniture around. Interesting evening, but we're gonna hang out for a little while, and then I will read more tonight, definitely, because I always read before bed, because I get ready for bed before my boyfriend does, so I'll have a little bit more time to read then. I don't know how far I'm gonna get, though. I'm gonna finish this tomorrow, though. I'm gonna make it a priority. I do have something at 11 tomorrow morning that I don't know how long it's going to take, and also people are coming by to replace the refrigerator, but, like, that shouldn't be something to keep me from reading. Like, I should be able to read while they're here. It's just that thing that I have at 11 that I won't be able to read during. But other than that, I should have plenty of time to read the last 200 pages, or less than 200 pages, because I'll be doing a little bit of reading tonight. So I'm curious to see how it all plays out, because, like I said, things right now are not very good for our characters. They're never very good for our characters, but, like, that's because it's a post-apocalyptic dystopian book. Obviously, the characters are going to suffer a lot, but, like, they have good things, but not right now. So I will probably see you when I finish this. I think I'm just going to do one last update at the end with all of my final thoughts, so I will see you when that time comes. Hello, friends. It is just past 5 p.m. on Friday the 8th, and I've just finished the Parable of the Talents. Well, I guess it's technically just Parable of the Talents. There's no the at the beginning, but whatever. Yes, I finished the last, like, 100-ish, 150-ish, somewhere between there, pages today, and I still am of the mind that I enjoyed Parable of the Sower more. I don't know what it is about this one that just didn't click fully for me. It was still really well written, still really good. I was hooked on the story, but it just didn't quite hit the level of Parable of the Sower, in my opinion. The last, like, 50 or 60 pages, though, I did really, really enjoy. I thought that really bumped it up for me. So I'm very glad that I read these, even though it was quite a hard story to get through, especially this one, though it wasn't exactly as I expected. So, like I said, it was the president thing that was concerning President Jarrett, but I expected him to be a bigger force in the book, but he's more of this like looming presence, and you really only see like his followers or whatever, which I guess makes sense because like the average person on the street isn't gonna go out and meet Joe Biden. Like that's not gonna happen, but you're gonna meet like supporters of these politicians. So that I guess made it feel a lot more realistic. It just wasn't quite what I was expecting. But I definitely need some time to sit with this story and also to decompress from reading it because it is a hard story to read. It is very heavy, but I also think it's a very necessary read. Okay, I'm back. I had a slight interruption because my boyfriend yelled up at me that the fridge people aren't coming today. Well, actually, I'll give you a little update on that because I think I did mention that people were supposed to come and replace our fridge today. They showed up at like 1 in the afternoon. No, it was earlier than that. It was like noon. They showed up, dropped off our fridge, and then left. Didn't take the old one, nothing. They just put the fridge in our kitchen and were gone. I'm like, okay. So we called the landlord and he's like, yeah, I'll come over with like the property manager and the technician guy or whatever his qualifications are that he fixed our sink for us once. I'll come over with them and like we'll get rid of your old fridge and put the new one in. And they were supposed to come at 2:30. Like I said, it's now past 5 and they never showed up. And so I guess my boyfriend just got a call and they were like, yeah, sorry, we'll come tomorrow. So that's fun. Yeah. I just want my fridge back. It's gonna be annoying to get this old fridge out because it's like in the corner of the kitchen, but there's the radiator and like a couple of pipes up the wall right next to it. So I don't know how they got this fridge in there. The new fridge that they gave us is smaller, so it'll be easier to slide in, but like getting the old fridge out is definitely going to be a hassle. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We can go back to talking about the Earthseed duology. Actually, we pull this one out too, because these books were really good. I think if you are someone who is looking for a little bit of catharsis in this tumultuous time, or this precursor to what is sure to be a much more tumultuous time, I would definitely recommend checking these out. If you're someone who enjoys dystopian fiction in general, I'd recommend checking this out. I believe these books are what's considered Afrofuturism, which is a like branch off of sci-fi that focuses on Black authors writing Black protagonists. And I'm pretty sure Octavia E. Butler is like the pioneer of this subgenre. So I will definitely be checking out more books in this same vein because I find them absolutely fascinating and like I really, really enjoyed these. So I'm going to probably enjoy other books that are similar. So overall, it was not what I expected, but very interesting. And overall, I did enjoy these books and I think that they were very important to read. So this has been a very successful vlog, I think, but we have now come to the end. And if you've enjoyed the vlog, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more content from me, then you can subscribe to my channel and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone!